Okay, so if your kids are like mine, they start planning their birthday parties, I'm talking months in advance. When you're a kid, few things in life are more exciting than turning another year older. You know what I'm talking about, right? Okay, so birthday parties are also a child's first experience with social etiquette, like who to invite, where to have the party, and what about those treat bags?
Well, Sharon Miller-Sindrich is the editor of Metro Parent Magazine, and she's here with a few answers to the most commonly asked questions. Good morning.
Good morning.
Sharon. And we have them right here in our
Yes.
hot little
Great.
hands.
We're going to rip through them.
Okay, number one, are email invitations okay? Yes or no?
Email invitations are fine. They're actually very convenient for families. Excuse me. You can actually look and see. It's a good reminder. What time was the party? Where is it? But it's also fun to have kids involved, and if they want to make their own invitations, they should.
Okay, so do I have to invite my child's whole class?
Absolutely not. The rule is you never have to invite anyone to a party that you don't want to invite, and it's a great thing to start kids out right in the very beginning and practice.
What if you're friends with the mother?
I was just going to say, according to the kids or to the parents?
I think that it's a life skill. None of us should be inviting people to a party that we don't want to invite.
As adults?
As adults.
Okay.
So it's a good thing to start out when you're young.
Okay.
How many children should I invite to the party?
I think the rule of thumb you talked about earlier, usually you take the child's age. So if a child is 4 friends is a great number to have.
A great guide, too.
Right.
We have a big family. Do I have to invite everyone?
You don't have to invite everyone, and sometimes that gets overwhelming. Now, family's a little different than friends. You feel obligated to invite family, and sometimes you kind of have to, and then there's cousins and that kind of thing. So a nice way to do it is to split up. Have a dinner with family and a celebration, and then have a friend party at a different time.
Okay, gifts, dollar amounts. We were talking about this earlier. What is the typical dollar amount to spend on a gift?
I think Molly is right on. I think $10 is absolutely appropriate. If you've got 20 kids at a party or 10 kids at a party and they've received a $10 gift, you're talking about $100 worth of gifts. That's a lot of gifts. The bigger they are, the higher the precedent. And really, it's about the thought. It's not about the cost. So putting some thought into what you're going to choose is really should be the focus, not the cost.
You can even make a gift, and that's okay?
You can make a gift.
We got to come back to this one. We got to come back to this one.
What about letting my child help pick out the gift?
I think that's really important if your child is going to a birthday party. This is really about, this is what the whole gift is about. It's about the thought, having a child involved in it. Now, it's very normal for a child to say they want something for themselves. They might throw down a tantrum. That's all part of the learning, and you shouldn't be surprised. It can be annoying, but you shouldn't be surprised at it. It's a learning moment.
Okay, do we have to open the gifts at the party?
This one's big, I think.
You do have to open the gifts at the party. Someone has taken the time to choose something, wrap something, and they want to see your reaction. We get into issues where people don't want to open the gifts because they don't want kids to melt down, they don't want them to be upset, they don't want to share the toys, and there's always all sorts of tension.
I've never even heard of that before.
Yes.
Or that there are so many gifts that it takes so much time and it's time consuming. So again, sticking to your guest list of just a few children, and then, you know, if someone throws down, that's part of the learning, and no one should be surprised.
Okay.
What about duplicate gifts? Is it okay to return one of them?
It's definitely okay to return a duplicate gift.
What about regifting it?
Regifting is a very sensitive subject.
Okay.
You know, generally, you don't want to let someone know, like, hey, I'm going to regift this because I've gotten another one. But obviously, if you get 3 of the same perfectly good toys.
Everybody knows because you're all looking at the 3 same toys right there.
Just don't give it to that kid.
Right. There are a lot of things you can do. You can give it to charity. You could say to a very good friend, I got 2 of these, would your son like one? Everyone really appreciates that.
Okay, thank yous. Is a verbal thank you sufficient?
It's not sufficient. I think a verbal thank you is appropriate and expected when someone is giving you a gift, but a handwritten thank you note is part of etiquette that your child will need all their lives. Okay. So having them participate in that is really important.
What about goodie bags?
Goodie bags have gotten a little out of control.
A little?
When we were kids, we maybe got a little cup of mints, maybe there was a plastic ring in it.
Yes.
Or maybe you got a punching bag. That was kind of it. Now sometimes the goodie bags are bigger than the gifts. The thing with goodie bags is that they're not expected, they're not mandatory. It's nice to give a small favor, sidewalk chalk, bubbles, but you don't have to go
Ooh,
overboard.
on that note, I just had a really quick thing that we did that I thought was kind of cool. It wasn't my idea, it was my husband's, but we took a picture during the party of all of my daughter's friends, and then we just bought little plastic frames from, like, you know, a drugstore, department store, or whatever, very inexpensive. We were able to print the pictures during the party and then sent each child home with a picture in one of the frames and then a little treat.
Right.
And I thought, well, some people might look at that and go, but a picture I thought was kind of cool.
It is. It's very personalized, and it's something that no one else can get. You know, our children today have so much. What happens a lot to all those goodie bags and that they just end up in the trash.
We got to get back to two things. Okay, the invites. I was always told you have to invite everybody. If it's your family, you invite everybody if you're going to invite one. Same with the class, but you say no to that?
Family, you got to do what your family does.
Okay.
So family's different. Class, absolutely not.
But yeah, all the kids talk about it then the next day at
This
school
is
or
life.
when they come back.
This happens at work. If you have a party at your house, you don't invite every single person. Or maybe you do.
I don't know. We're adults,
You
though.
didn't invite me, so I don't know.
But as kids don't get that when they're young. I don't think.
But you know, it's too many. They don't have a relationship. And part of the birthday is celebrating with your close friends. And so if you expect them to, if you're telling them they have to invite 20 people, when they get to be 5, 7, 10, they're going to feel that pressure, and it's going to be harder. It's better to start out at the beginning. And oftentimes a party is more fun with the less people you have. You're able to do more things, have more interactions. We all know that at a big party, you don't even get to talk to everybody that's there.
And really quick, my kids have been invited to parties where they don't want to go. You don't ever make a child go to a birthday party if they don't want to go, correct?
That's what an RSVP is for.
Okay.
You're sorry you can't make it. It's great. If in that case, if you feel like you want to send a card as a congratulations that you've turned 7, fantastic, but never make a child attend a party that they don't want to go to.
That's when you start the lies. We're going somewhere else. We have something else planned, right? Is that how it works?
Something like that,
Okay.
I guess.
All right, you can read all about it on MilwaukeeMoms.com. What? It's true, right?
That's great. This is a great topic.
Yeah,
I think
it was
this was
fun.
hot. So thank you so much,
Sharon,
Sharon.
thanks for being here.